Hey everyone, and welcome to Book Review Bites, the podcast where your friendly neighborhood librarians pick a book and review it a few chapters at a time. Because book review bites. That gives you a chance to grab the book and read along with us. In this case, this is episode 4 of the book The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. So if you haven't started it, you want to shut this one off, get the book, and go watch episode number 1.
Yes.
Because we're going to ruin everything in just a few minutes.
This is it.
I'm so excited.
This is the end.
This is it. So, like we said, stop in and request your copy of this book so that you can read along. Or if you've already read it, then see if what you thought about it is what we thought about it. And if so or if not, leave a comment down below to let us know what your thoughts were about the book. We'd love to interact with you and get your thoughts on the matter. Also, this podcast is for adults, and though we will always endeavor to keep our conversation family friendly, we can't promise that the content of each book we're going to read is suitable for all audiences, so viewer discretion is advised. And all of the following opinions are our own. So, what did we think? It's the end!
It's
It
the
is
end.
the end.
And
it is the end.
Do we want to cut to the end right away? How did you feel when you closed the book?
Not accomplished.
I kind of felt that. I felt like it left off because not by any means like against this person who wrote it, but like he just was done. Like
Yes.
that's where he wanted to accomplish. That's how far he wanted to go, and cut it off.
I feel like the end should have been like here. I have a fuzzy on my finger.
In other news.
I feel like the end should have been like here,
Ah.
and the rest of
So
it
we had
should
time.
have been like her life after she decided that she wanted to live, and what did she
Did she
really
go on that
through
coffee
and-
date with
Right.
Ash? That was what I was waiting
Right.
for. I really wanted her to end up with Ash, but she ends up, I don't know if you felt this way, but I felt like she was like resigned to like maybe never meeting him.
Yeah.
She got back and she was like, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. And I was like, go get him!
It was kind of
Yeah.
wishy-washy. Everything was just kind of up in the air. And
I'm happy and I'm mad all at the same time in the sense of that's what we wanted. We
Yes.
wanted her to get out.
That's true.
Yep, she went back. She figured it out. That's what we had talked about.
Yeah, and that's what made me very happy. But it's like you said, she's kind of wishy-washy, and I feel like it could have been done right in another way.
More. We needed more.
We needed more, and it could have ended differently.
Yeah.
Like you said, she could have gone out to find Ash, and she, like you said, was very wishy-washy. Like, I could go back. I couldn't. I could.
Yeah, she was just like a little too accepting, maybe,
Yeah.
of all the things that could or couldn't be. Maybe, I guess we could argue that she was so full of potential,
Yeah.
having realized kind of what we talked about early on, that like all of these lives she was stepping into were always possible for her in
Yeah.
her route life. It just like shined a light on things maybe she didn't know she was good at or could have done something with.
Oh, yeah.
So she came back with that knowledge, and maybe she was just so full of potential that she wasn't worried because she knew whatever she chose was going to work out
Yes.
or be okay, whether it worked out or not. I don't know.
But I think she also felt, too, that she stepped in to the life with Ash with a kid. And she's like, yeah, I could have all this. And she loved her kid, even though she doesn't remember the points leading up to it,
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
But she loved the kid. But I don't know if that was hesitant of, I could go back to that life and possibly have the same outcome, or would it be different?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I wonder if the book would have went on if she wouldn't have approached him or, tried to go in that direction, because like if it was me and I would have known that life that I liked with Molly and Ash was this way, now I'm back in her life, is it really going to go that way, or is it going to cause me depression and anxiety again because
Yeah.
I'm still who I am.
Yeah.
I just know more things now. So I don't, maybe he left it open-ended
Purposely.
on purpose
Sure,
for us,
sure.
For
To
us,
speculate.
to talk.
Well, because now I'm thinking, okay, fine. she, whatever, pursues this perfect life in her root life now.
Yeah.
And there are differences because she can't recreate. She doesn't know what led her necessarily to all those things.
Yeah.
So fine. But didn't the Midnight Library say she would eventually forget the Midnight Library?
Yes.
So is she eventually going to forget all the lessons she learned?
Oh.
Because if she doesn't have that experience to go, oh, I could have been an Olympic swimmer, I could have been a rock star.
A glaciologist.
A glaciologist.
Yes, that's how they say it in the audiobook.
Or
Yeah.
a vineyard owner. Like, if she doesn't have that still to, like, ground her, is she still going to move forward with as much, I don't know, and, oomph?
Yeah.
I think with going to the life with Ash that she had to then being outside of that and being able to visit Mrs. Elm, she might be able to pick up on more lessons from her physically than her Midnight Library Mrs. Elm.
Oh, I wonder if like her brain changed a little bit.
Yeah.
That maybe she can not comprehend, but like she can walk herself through maybe the difficult times. Maybe it's like
Something subconscious?
subconscious. I was going to say unconscious, but that's obviously not the right word.
That's a completely different section of this book.
Yeah. It's like subconsciously she's...
Yeah, that's probably a good way to think about it because, like, then all of this is for naught.
Yeah.
Like, she's just going to revert as soon as... I mean, we don't know that, but, like, the potential for her to go back into depression or...
Very high. If
Yeah, would be likely. But, yeah, maybe something happened intrinsically.
Yeah.
And she's just, like, forever changed
Yeah.
and better. Or maybe because she's starting all these good relationships, she's, like, realized how influential she was in people's lives. It was a real It's a Wonderful Life moment. She's realized how many people's lives she's affected positively.
Yeah.
That maybe even if she forgets having been at the library, she'll have enough, I don't know, fulfillment from these people she's helping
Yeah.
to get her where she needs to be.
I will say, though, that I loved the coming together of her and her brother.
Oh, yeah.
that
for
was
sure.
It was needed
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't
And-
like that she goaded him to call the doctor guy, though. Because it was like, this is a different life. You don't know
Right.
what...
I did.
How creepy.
It's
Yeah.
a little
It was-
creepy
it
that
was
I'm
a
like,
little
oh, no,
creepy.
no, I know him. He's fine. He's
Yeah.
fine. He's
Here's his
fine.
full
Yeah.
name. Go track him. He's into you.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't agree. I think you gotta I think you could be a supportive sister, but, like, you need to let that happen organically.
Well, yeah.
Well, and that's kind of how I felt. Well, you need to let it happen organically. Because it's like she pushed for her brother, but she's not pushing for herself. Which I thought it was very weird in that
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah,
too.
that's
Like, she
true.
didn't push to go to Ash. Even though she was like, about Ash.
She was like real wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, I like him, but I'm like, is he like the forever for me?
Right.
Yeah.
Even though they had a kid
Right.
in
She was-
one life.
so afraid to leave it
Yeah.
that I thought she was going to be like, I'm going to find him immediately and give him a call. Also, I was like, is she going to get her job back at String Theory?
Oh,
No, wasn't
no.
that shut down?
It was... Or was that in the
That was in one of the other things.
lives?
Was that in the Ash life that it was shut down?
No, it was in 2 lives at least that it was shut down.
Okay. It
And
was
so
just
I thought
recently,
that was
though,
one
in
of the
end.
things she was
Yeah.
going to fix. She was going to go back and teach piano lessons to that kiddo
Yeah.
Yeah.
to keep him on the right track. And she ends up obviously starting like a piano studio.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought she was going to also try to get her job back so that she could help keep String Theory open because she admitted that, like, having sold some keyboards and expensive guitars might have helped to keep the doors open.
Yeah.
But they don't say, they just talk about her teaching the piano lessons, which, like, is fine for her.
Yeah.
But
I think, though, with the one life she had with Ash, I remember her passing String Theory, and I thought it was closed
Yeah.
on the way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Mrs. Elm.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, oh, wow, this is weird to be in the neighborhood that my root life is in, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I know everything when she found out when she did actually go to where Mrs. Elm was, and she wasn't alive anymore at that point.
Yeah.
yeah, she reads the same note. It was like, she makes a comment about how the note was the same in both lives about String Theory closing. So, like, I thought that was put in there to let us know she was about to go get her job back and save the store.
Right. No,
But
that
she
didn't
doesn't.
happen.
Also, what the heck happened to Hugo?
That's also
Nothing.
true. Yeah, nothing ever happened with. The only last bit we heard about Hugo was in the Many Lives of Nora Seed, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the last part we
And-
heard of Hugo?
Elm mentions them while the place is falling
crumbling,
down. But
yeah.
just briefly, not
Yeah.
to any,
Degree.
like, conclusion or anything.
Yeah.
And so we got done, and I was like, yeah, okay. I'm writing my notes, and I'm like, wait, where's Hugo? What's happening to him?
Nothing. We don't know. We don't know. He's
when
probably
is
in another
his clock
life.
gonna start ticking?
But I'm wondering if
Don't
something
know.
like clicked for Nora's life that, other than her root life saying like, you got to make a decision like now,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you're on your last leg here.
right?
She's getting ready to upchuck.
If her saying thinking of something in that life with Ash that made her, because I thought it was just not very random because she was not stressed, but she was starting to lose the thought of the Midnight Library,
Right.
which
right.
stressed her out. Which I don't know if that's what caused her root life to
Oh,
say no,
Right.
or what all necessarily like made it
oh, right.
just click. Like, hey, you're not doing so good. You got to make a choice. Type of situation.
And how I find it funny that she was in this great life that she wanted to be in.
yeah.
And
When
then
it
all of a
started going
sudden
downhill.
she had to make this decision. Yeah.
I think she says to Elm at some point when she got back, she said, but I wanted that life. That was the perfect life. Take me back there. You said if I found one I liked, I could keep it.
Yeah.
And she said, like, well, you don't get to make that choice now. Or, like, the rules changed all of a sudden. But there's no
Right.
explanation. She was
No.
just like, you don't have that option anymore.
Well,
I was like, wait, what?
it was because her real body, her root life was
Yeah.
almost
Yeah, but-
done. And so maybe Mrs. Elm, like, at some point, in whoever she helps in these midnight library things, she has to make the decision.
But
on,
then she
like,
shouldn't
okay,
have
that's
told
it.
Nora that she could find one she liked and stay there. Because that was apparently never
I mean-
like a reality for her.
Mrs. Elm is kind of a liar.
Mrs. Elm's kind of a jerk.
She's kind of a jerk.
I mean,
She's got a little sassy. You know.
she is very sassy, and she is sassy when she's older too. At least that's kind of like the sassiness I got from her. Like,
It was kind of fun.
I can't I'm surprised that you came back here. You know,
Yeah.
on all this stuff.
Oh, I do like, what was it? Oh, the only book that wasn't on fire. I
Oh.
definitely went, oh, it's the Book of Regrets. And then she asks. And,
Oh, now see, I went the other way.
Oh.
I thought, Mrs. Elm was like guiding her towards her root life and like,
yeah, I
because
mean, she was.
and that's how I wanted it to go. So I feel like that's
Yeah.
why I thought about that. But
I was like, oh, this is going to be the Book of
That's funny.
Regrets moment. And then, like, immediately, Elm was like, no, that was the first one to burn. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, crap.
yeah, nothing dramatic really happened in this book like that. Like,
Yeah,
right.
I almost wish it would have been.
We still don't know
Like
what
the
happened
Book
in
of Regrets.
Portugal.
Oh my god, I didn't put that together. I read this like a week ago, and I didn't think about that.
No,
Portugal, Hugo.
yeah.
Well, I'm okay with not knowing about Hugo, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, he can float around in purgatory for
Forever, that's
eternity.
fine.
I don't care.
But I need an ending.
Is,
Yeah.
is he ever
To him
going to show
also.
up in Nora's, root life?
Her root life.
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's why I'm like, are you
Number
sure
two.
there's not going to be a sequel?
No,
to
I'm
this?
not
No, I'm
reading
not
book
sure.
number 2. I will not.
Randy can't ride that roller coaster again.
I will not. This was real close to home.
Aw.
Too close.
It
Yeah.
it was so real at
Yeah.
times that I did like it.
I did like
I
it too,
liked it.
surprisingly. Well, because I know I've seen my eye doctor have this book on her desk. I've seen
Oh, yeah,
my,
this is
mother-in-law.
Ours
for
is probably
Christmas.
still not here. Ours is
And
probably
it's
still
Oh,
checked out.
so
probably,
popular
yeah.
right now, which is kind of shocking to me.
yeah.
Because I'm like, just like, because
This is
literally
like-
the first words you read are,
I want to die.
I want to die. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yay!
it's like so many hours till Nora decided to kill herself or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's a lot.
especially now
With everything, yeah.
with everything being so real and so crazy.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
didn't she mention, though, the antidepressants at some
Yeah.
point in this last section? I was like, there it is. There are the drugs.
Did.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, am I gonna
She
have
went
to be on
looking for them.
pills?
I wrote no antidepressants. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, is it a good book? Yes. Did it leave it open ended? Yes. Did I
still
like
have
that?
questions.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, number your chapters.
Number your
Well,
chapters.
yeah,
I mean,
that
that's just
was-
common.
Yeah.
Number your chapters,
How
or
am I
at least
supposed
put
to do a podcast?
or put the number next to the title. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I mean,
numbers. You need numbers.
You can add you keep the title, just put a number there.
but it was definitely a different kind of book altogether. And the
And
fact,
it's a good thinking book.
the
Like we've
fact
talked
that the
about
chapters are
previously.
not numbered is not a
Oh no,
surprise.
I'm just being sarcastic.
I'm not. I want numbers. Matt Haig, please put numbers in your books.
If he responds to this, I will die.
Oh, yes. Yes. We love your book. It really was. I really do. I think it was a good book.
And it did have a happy ending. Like
Yeah.
I feel fine. I feel like she's gonna be okay, at least for the short term. I have questions about her long term. Because
Yes.
like I said, once she forgets the Midnight Library,
Right.
like, is she
Gonna
okay
go back
enough?
into her revert.
I guess
back.
well, because she has her brother back.
And I think
Maybe that
that's
relationship will help.
Yeah.
I think it will help because he even admits, like, yeah, I went down this dark path
Yeah, that
that
was
I
nice.
didn't need to go down or I should have gone down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which I think might have helped Nora too.
Oh yeah.
Like, she went down a bad path too.
It wasn't just all about her then. She wasn't the catalyst
Yeah.
for this, like, sibling breakup.
Right.
It was like both of them were in bad places and
Yeah.
they had to sort some things out.
Which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Because not many places, or not places, but people admit stuff like that. I guess coming from like a big family of siblings, you know, sometimes we don't like to admit, like, oh my gosh, she said this, or oh my gosh, like they did that.
Yeah.
You're
Type
also
of
from a
situation.
family of girls,
Yes.
which
I
is
am.
rough.
So, I mean, it's nice for them to put those issues up front with what they're going through
Admit it.
and
yeah.
admit it. It's
and then let it be.
and let it be, which is nice. It's so nice to see that because you don't see that much in movies or books, even for that matter. So it was nice to see that. At
It wasn't
least.
about the drama at the end. It wasn't about like the biggest argument. We didn't have Nora and her brother Joe get together at the end and have a big, cat fight.
Right.
Yeah.
They really just she was in trouble and he was there.
Yeah.
And that probably helped illustrate to her that he would continue to be there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a breath of fresh air. Also, I'm pretty sure he's British, so they're like nicer over there.
Oh my God.
I mean, maybe.
As long
Have you ever
as
watched the Great British Baking Show or whatever?
Oh, there's so
No.
nice on that.
That's
show.
a competition. That's a Chopped or
Yes.
whatever or
oh,
Hell's
that's
Kitchen.
like their thing.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, can I help you? I have some
Oh.
free time." Like, "Oh, do you need an extra ingredient? I'll
I
help you
like
out."
how it's-
and Americans watch it, and we're like,
Yeah.
"What's happening? They're being
Right?
nice."
Why are you helping?
I
your
like how
competitor?
the British one is the Great British. What's it called? The
Great British-
Great British Baking Show or
Something
something
like
like
that.
the Great, and ours is Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, that's the American difference for you. And then they're like, "I'm taking all of the, I don't know,
the green beans.
chives,
Yes. Yeah.
and you can't have any."
Yeah. Yeah.
don't
That's
know.
us.
I
That's
mean,
us. We are
Yeah.
greedy.
I'm glad the way it ended. I will say that.
Yeah.
I'm glad it ended in a nice, happy note.
I'm glad
I
it
do
ended.
feel like I know enough to not be like really upset about loose ends.
Yeah.
But I agree, I would like to know more.
Yeah.
I'd like to see her like, how's she doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is tomorrow different than today?
And will she
Yeah.
forget by
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that would be good to know.
You know, once she goes to sleep and wakes back up. is
Like,
it
I
gonna be
could
all
see,
over?
to be honest,
Yeah.
if I had wrote this book. If I wrote it.
There's 4 pages left in the end. You could add stuff.
There
I
you go.
could. I could add a whole chapter there. But
You could number it too.
I could number it. It's so fantastic.
Number 1.
Number 1. Nina's chapter. That he did leave it off that he could continue on the way that, like, if she were to go back to her root life and forget said Midnight Library, and if she were to go back down that path again,
Oh,
I
I,
don't
wonder
think I would read
if-
that.
I don't
would be
think I
like,
could.
"Ugh."
But what if it was like not a library?
yeah,
What if it was like a different place?
Oh,
and
like the VHS store?
Yeah.
it'd be
And
a
only bad things or something.
It was a sheet music
or-
store or something. Because she's into music now.
The piano store.
Oh, yeah, or a music store. Yeah.
But, I mean...
The tangents we go on.
I mean, we do.
That's why we're here.
Uh-huh.
I mean...
Yeah, I don't really have any other feelings.
No.
I just...
It feels kind of subdued. We're all like, meh.
That's kind of how it ended. It was like, yeah, she went back, and she's doing okay today.
Yeah, and I feel like I read that last section within like an hour, maybe 2.
Yeah.
It was quicker to me than the others.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why.
It wasn't suspenseful.
I don't know either, because it's not the
that
same amount of pages, yeah.
Anything was suspenseful.
But maybe it's because...
I mean, while the library was collapsing, that was, like, slightly concerning.
a little bit.
And I was like, is she just gonna, like, poof? Like,
well, because it was all...
And
to me, it was all fake anyways, so...
Well, and with the whole... Oh, your actual life wouldn't be the one that's gonna burn down. I was like...
Right.
Almost, I felt like it was a cop-out, like, all these other lives that aren't really existing or not true are just gonna burn anyway.
Yeah.
Go find that one. The one that's not burning is the one.
Technically, it's an infinite library, so it still would have been pretty hard to track down if Mrs. Elm hadn't helped her.
Right.
And if Mrs. Elm knew where that thing was the whole time, I'm like, okay, I have more questions.
That's really the one... I think the one holdup I have at this whole section was like, oh no, it's over there in aisle 11 on the bottom shelf, third one in.
Yes.
Yeah. And then she
literally,
goes and da-da-da.
And it's like bright green and just
Not burning.
just waiting for her.
She pokes it out. I also feel like we could have used a little more. I thought whatever she was going to write in that book, we were going to recognize from having either Mrs. Elm had said many times or like... Something that while we read it, we didn't think about it, but when she wrote in that book, we were going to be like, oh, got it, makes sense. But she wrote a couple things wrong.
Yes.
And at first I was like...
hysterically, I was like, wow.
I was like, well, where do we go from here?
Well, we could die and that's fine, but we found the book. That's fine.
Like 7 seconds.
Because, what's the difference between I am alive and...
And what if she hadn't said that, but had truly felt it? Like, in this magical... infinity world.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't that matter?
I don't know.
I was just thinking, maybe a different ending to this book. Maybe it's like the YA books where you can have like 2 different endings.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, choose your own adventure.
Your own adventure.
What if she would have died in her root life? And
then she would have died.
She would have died in the midnight.
Yeah, but maybe
right?
there was like a stipulation or something that...
Should you have like a do-over?
Yeah, then like she was born again or something. I don't know.
Reincarnated?
Yeah.
Reincarnated, yeah.
I don't know. Reincarnated as the cat, and then the cat lives, and...
Oh.
They do have 9 lives.
It's a real stretch.
But for some odd reason, that cat did not have 9 lives.
No. Or maybe
One
it did.
very short one.
Maybe it did. It was on its 9th life.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll never know. These are the real questions.
Well, and I feel like after, like, we've read The Request by David Bell and then this one, they're 2 completely different endings.
Oh, yeah.
I almost feel, to an extent, that I like this ending better than I liked the ending in The Request.
Yeah.
Only because, like you said, the main whole point is that you don't have to be on social media at all times. And that's literally the whole point of that book, is that you don't have to be sucked into social media for all your things.
Yeah.
And this one is just like, live your life.
This kind of taught us maybe some lessons, like some real lessons in life.
Like, this taught us lessons, and The Request said lessons to us at the very end on the last page.
And that's the one thing that I guess, that is the one upsetting thing about that book, is that it's like,
it's like don't
all
use
these
Facebook.
things, here you go.
And we're done, yes.
Yeah.
They both did kind of end abruptly.
This one, what she learned in the ending made sense. Like, it wasn't like The Request at the end where they were like, here's a bunch of information you couldn't possibly have figured out on your own.
Right.
And don't use social media.
Yeah. I will say, though, the favorite part of another favorite part of this last section is the library part.
Yeah.
When it's all crumbling. And
I was like reading, oh, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And I think I liked that she didn't want to leave Mrs. Elm behind.
Yeah, but she only sorted it and behind.
She was like,
thought about it for a minute.
But she was more worried about the pen was my only thought. I was like, ooh, pens. I love pens. But
I was like, how's she gonna find that pen? She got like crippled by a ceiling tile.
Yes.
And then I was like, where's the pen, ma'am? How are you gonna find that pen?
yeah, it was a good book. Would I put it in my top 10? No.
No, I don't even know if I would go as far to recommend it.
No.
It's like, I don't know, because I don't like this kind of thing. I want to read about dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, she's not depressed anymore. Go Nora. Where's the dragon?
Where's the dragon?
I think
It's in that video
because-
store that she doesn't have.
Yeah, probably.
Especially for me, I won't share my life too much, but this is very real. This
I
is
agree.
like a real,
I agree.
Maybe that's
thing.
why it's
It
so
hit-
popular.
yeah.
It hit too
in
close
Because
to home.
everybody's feeling like that now, maybe.
This
Yeah.
climate
Yeah.
right now, everyone's like, and I would probably argue that it was a good pick me up if you are someone struggling with
That type of
depression or
issues.
anxiety or whatever. Like,
Makes you feel it's a little bit better about
she
yourself.
learned
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
lessons that I think everyone can apply to their
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
I
might
do
help
agree.
you get through your days better.
Mhm.
Like, that's probably a fantastic resource if you can get through the whole thing. Don't stop in the
Well,
middle.
that's the thing. You literally have to. You
Pick
need to
yourself
read
from the
this in
book.
like one day
Yeah,
and go, oh, okay.
because you don't want
Yeah.
to be in a
Everything's
super bad
fine.
place and then stop at like chapter 7.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Or even,
not that we know which.
Well,
chapter
because it
that
doesn't.
yeah,
Yeah, there's
I
no
can go
chapter
back and
number.
count.
I was just say it took what 25 pages, not even 25, maybe 15 before she was in the Midnight
Oh, at the
Library.
Midnight Library?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember also being, and perhaps it was my own fault for thinking that the book was going to be more science fiction-y. And, like, I suppose,
But
like
the cover
Midnight
looks
Library,
very science fiction-y.
and it,
Ish.
I don't remember what I read that made me think that. And it definitely is, because the Midnight
Yeah.
Library is
a different
a
realm.
made-up infinite world.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought there was going to be more, like, fantastical stuff to it.
Yeah.
So, like,
Like,
that's just me.
it says between life and death. That's very
Yeah.
science fiction-y. It just turned out to be very real.
Yeah.
It is definitely, but like I said, I do think it has enough of a happy ending to like make the journey worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that statement because it's like you didn't want it to end badly because then you were
Right.
just gonna be sad.
Well, yeah.
Kind of like the silly book that I read.
Oh yeah,
Was it?
the Groundhog's Day one.
Yeah.
With
It's
the
a
girl
Laura.
on the
It's
Before
a
I Fall.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't like that one. I liked the book all the way into the last
If
chapter.
you want Nina to go on a rant,
That's
ask her
fine.
about Before I Fall.
Yeah.
She hated
Not
that book.
good.
If you want me to go on a rant, ask me about the Goldfinch.
Oh
'Cause,
my. What was that? 700 pages worth?
a million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a million.
it was a lot.
I don't have anything to go on a rant about, so we can just talk nicely.
If you want to have a nice conversation, talk to Miranda.
Talk to Miranda.
I'll talk about Hallmark movies and Amish Gentle Reads and the Jelly and Jam Nook. That
Yep.
Actually-
no, she could rant.
actually I could rant
Yeah.
about an Amish book, guys.
Not, don't
didn't-
read the jelly and jam.
Stay at the what
The
stand?
Jam and Jelly Nook.
They weren't at the
They
Jam and Jelly
didn't
Nook
hardly-
nearly enough.
No. I'm still trying to get through this book, by the way. It's been like a month and a half. I can't get through it because it's a nice story. It's a real nice story. But it's not like the first 3, which I'm just very disappointed.
She wants them at the Jam and Jelly Nook more
I
often.
want them talking about the jams and the jellies.
Well, I guess reading.
No, these books, I tell you. Sorry.
No, I know. These
I'm
books.
ranting already now. Yes.
You lied.
Yes.
I will say though, I guess I like as I was reading this last section and then thinking about like the book I picked, like I'm scared to go into it. Like, okay, is it going to be too real? Is it going to be fun? Is it, all these things. Don't ask me why I went down that rabbit hole. Bad rabbit hole. Don't do that.
Don't think that.
Yeah.
Because it's just a book.
Yeah.
And
I was just like, hope I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, well, that's what I did with this one.
Yeah.
I didn't really know anything other than what was in the book jacket.
Right.
And that it was popular.
yeah.
And
Well, I think it's because I've been looking at this said particular book for over a year now.
Oh,
And it's been
yeah.
sitting there.
yeah, we kept
nicely.
not picking your book.
No, and that's fine. And
It
that's
will get
fine.
picked.
Because we got that hype pandemic, maybe, is when we purchased it.
Oh, so
Okay.
it's just been chilling here.
And it's been chilling there. I see it. I'm like, there you are.
I don't even know
I will
what it is.
eventually
Neither do I.
read it. we'll
I don't know.
eventually read it. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, well, we could also read this book. I could like totally change it.
No, you can't, because now I want to read the book that
I
you
still
picked
have the
first.
little paper that you wrote it on, so
I did.
I just haven't looked at it. So.
Because I found amongst us doing this, like, podcast and reading all these different books, I have found more that I'm like, oh, I probably could read that. Or,
to
I
add,
could
yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
like, all of our pages of books that we want to read type of situation. Like, I've added more that,
It's ridiculous how
Yeah.
big my list is.
yeah.
Yeah, Miranda just added one the other day. She was like, "Oh, you have to read this book. Put it on your list."
Oh,
And I was like,
yes.
"Yeah, okay."
I'm not going to say it, though.
No, because we probably read it
Right.
with you guys. But
Yes.
that's probably all going to change soon. So
Yes.
for all of our many viewers watching,
57.
we're about to shake this up a little
We
bit.
are.
So stay tuned for that news.
Very
But-
soon.
All right, let's call it good then. Do you have
good.
any last comments about the Midnight Library and this journey, be it the section we just read or the rest of the book?
I do not.
She's just waiting.
I was just waiting for her to be done. I do not. don't have
I
any
would give
comments.
it out of 10, because I know
Oh,
we
yeah,
rated the
okay.
last book, I would probably give it a 6 or a 7. Like, it was good.
I feel like that's
I'm-
below what you did for the...
I did. It is below than what it was for the request.
Alright.
Because I felt like the request kept us on our toes at all times.
That one was more
This is
fun to
true.
read the middle of.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one was more enjoyable ending.
Yeah.
But that one, like, we got to come talk about, we were like, oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Did you
We had
see
a lot of theories about what was going to happen.
And I think that's
Yeah.
what makes the request better
Sure.
than
Yeah.
this one. Because, we've had so many different conversations and all that stuff. With
about
this.
quantum mechanics.
But
Quantum
we've
mechanics.
only had one theory about this, and I think we have all agreed on it.
That's
that
true.
she just needs to go back to the root life.
she did.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which she did. Which
so it's all
it's
like
fine.
cut and dried.
Yeah.
Yeah. And compared to the last one, like, we had lots of theories, lots of discussions, so many different.
Yeah, we were like, maybe it
Outlets.
was this person,
Uh-huh.
maybe it was them.
Right.
Yeah.
Or what about this?
It was
We're like,
fun.
why is he touching everything?
He's touching He picked up the glove.
We're
Yeah.
like, "Ah!"
No.
That was the one thing. The one
Yes.
thing I'm like, don't touch it, don't touch it. You touched
And
it.
he
you
went-
idiot.
Touch.
And I thought I was bad at the store.
I know.
I,
Yeah.
Ryan.
but
It was
I-
just fine.
I
Give
give
it a
it
5, probably. Just because right in the middle.
When we started this endeavor, way back before the request, Miranda told us she had never read a book she didn't like. Wow.
Sorry.
How we have traveled.
Yes, we
Now she's
have.
giving books 5s.
Just 5s, not even 10s.
We've ruined her.
Yeah, I've got 2 now that I don't like. The stupid Jam and Jelly Nook. Darn it.
So if you want to take anything from this video, she doesn't like the Jam and Jelly Nook.
Books
She
not to
wants it.
read. Before I Fall, The Jim and Jelly Nook, and The Goldfinch.
Yes. You can read the first 3 of that. The Amish farm
Stand?
farm stand series.
Or
Gosh,
is
I
it
don't
Market?
even remember.
There's probably another series called
Yes, because
Whatever
they're,
the other, yeah.
they're all the
The
same.
Amish something, it's a series.
Yes.
Amish-
1
Amish
through
with
3 were great.
the
This
foods.
one just, I don't know.
I mean, they can't all be winners. That's literally what I say to everyone.
Yeah, this is true. It is very true though. Like with a book, at least you can put it down and
This
maybe
is true.
come back to it.
You can leave.
But what's the one book I had for like months and I didn't touch it? Was that the Similars?
Oh yes, it was
Yeah.
with the feet,
With the feet on the
legs
cover.
yeah.
Maybe
This
Slide
podcast,
picture.
this podcast is more about not the book.
No, we
That's
talked
the
about
ending
it.
of it. We closured everything.
We did.
That's funny.
But I had that for
Closure.
months during like hype pandemic, and I
Never
couldn't get
touched
into it. I couldn't. Like
No.
I had it and it sat there, and I'm like, "You're beautiful. I'll read you eventually," and I never did.
That's
And then
fine.
I tried reading it. I read the first chapter. I said, "Probably not my thing."
But didn't return it.
I still didn't return it, but I
She
eventually
kept it for a
did.
while.
I did, and I'm like, "Well, no one else is reading it. It's fine."
Well, like I heard a comedian talk about the pandemic, and she was like, I didn't like do anything over the pandemic. I didn't like take yoga. I didn't read any books. I didn't do any puzzles.
Change your life, yeah.
I didn't become a better person. I thought I was gonna die. Why was I waste my time becoming a better person? And I'm like, Yeah, I was at home going like, I should be doing all the things I can't do when I'm working.
Yeah.
But I did none of it.
Never did. No.
Well, and it's one of those things, like, you look back on it now. Like, I think about all the things that I did on, like, a daily basis. Like, I woke up, made a coffee, washed the dishes.
And you were like,
did
the day's
work.
over now.
The day's over. Like, every single day.
I was here. I'd run over to the library every once in a while and put like a question of the week in the window and be
I
like,
remember that.
Oh, I did. I did come to the library once.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or twice.
I remember handing you your paycheck on the lawn before we knew anything about anything, and I was like,
We thought we
"Here
could
they
get
are."
COVID through the paychecks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so funny. We had to coordinate to get
Yeah.
here.
Are you going to the library?
Yeah.
Can I go? If I go now,
We couldn't be
will
all
you be
together.
there? I remember walking in when a librarian was here and being like, ah, like running away, like sorry.
But it's one of those things too, is that like
We didn't know.
We didn't know.
We didn't know. We
Yeah, I
had
was
no-
just at home like going bonkers like
Yeah.
everybody else, and
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we'd have those Zoom meetings. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
remember the one with the storm?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
It was.
There was one of
oh,
our
when it
phone
was
calls.
gonna storm.
No, it was storming at my house.
Yeah.
And we were like, did you hear that?
I'm like, I see it. It's right over there with the thunder and the lightning. We're just
That
right
was
over
good
there.
times.
Well,
Good
now that we're done
times.
reminiscing about the pandemic,
Yep.
that's still a thing.
Yep.
So that's what we have to say about the Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Let us know what you thought by commenting down below, or stop in if you've read the book and chat with us. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. And stay tuned, because like I mentioned before, things are going to get a little bit different for book club moving forward. And you'll just have to keep watching for those announcements. And we hope that you will enjoy what we have planned. Meanwhile, when you're done with this podcast, you can go watch Miss Nina's podcast, Off the Clock Library Talk.
Thank you.
And she has all kinds of fun, exciting games and activities and questions that she asks. And it's just a good laugh.
Check
So
out April's episode. It should be very good.
you should go watch that now. My favorite episode is number 6. So go watch that one.
Which should be upcoming very soon.
Yes. Book review bites, everybody. Thanks. See ya. Bye.
Awesomeness. And then pasta, meatballs, and garlic bread. I started my
Grocery list?
grocery list in my notebook.
I mean,
Okay, sorry, go
you
ahead.
gotta do you.
Nora Seed or dinner tomorrow night. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Bye.
We're here all the days of the week except Thursdays. So come visit us.
Sundays.
Oh, and Sundays, right?
We're not here on Sundays or Thursdays. Tell that to the water delivery people. Story for another day.
This is not
Maybe
off
for
the clock
another
library talk.
We could add it to the
True.
podcast.
I can't know. Okay. All right. I think my favorite so far is number 7.
What was that one?
Is
Oh,
that
with the
the-
pictures?
I think that's
We asked each other the
Marches.
I
questions?
think that's March is the 7th.
Yeah. Put the pictures.
Oh, yes. Okay.
No,
That's
I
my
think
favorite.
that's no.
Because number 6 is the Valentine's one. Oh no, it is number 6.
It is
'Cause,
number
we
6
just-
because we just 7.
I need to cut all of this out and then. Well, for you, it's already uploaded because.
It's then.
Oh my
there.
god,
Oh
cut!
no, it's coming out soon. Holy cow!
One
I
more
will
time.
stop.
One more
Fine.
time.
Bye guys. See you later. Things are
And
changing. Cut.
One more time. What's your favorite book? Favorite episode. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna be quiet over here in the corner.
Bye guys.
Okay, here we go. So thank you so much for watching.
Oh, God.